This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. With your hosts, Laura Micklefield and Alan Raisin.
We had another French team visiting Odsal this week, so we'll go through that match for you. We'll look at the news, the injuries and such like, before looking forward to the visit to St Helens. Yes, welcome Laura, lots to get through.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome, Alan.
Hello.
Hi, another brilliant match at Odsal that we enjoyed this Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got there rather early, didn't we? Because following the difficulties with Catalan's Dragons, we thought we'd better arrive early, make sure everything was as it should be. And we ended up sitting for about 2 hours.
Pretty much like the only ones in the stand at the start, I think, weren't we? But never mind. We were a bit cold after a couple of hours, but no, we did. We got there for gates opening this time just in case, but there was absolutely like ample parking this time. So maybe it was the Friday night effect, like you said, with the rush hour traffic and such, making the Friday night matches a little bit more hectic than the Sundays. But I think I've learned the lesson now that maybe, setting off a little earlier on a Friday, but the Sundays we probably could get away with setting off when we usually do. But no, it was still good to obviously be there early and, sample the delicacies that they offer for our tea time.
I was just about to say, it did give me the opportunity to have my chips and gravy.
That's it, yeah. So, I want tea time anyway. I was just thinking at lunchtime.
Lunchtime, yeah.
Yeah, so Alan, he reckons to actually be northern, you have to like chips and gravy, and if you're southern, you don't like chips and gravy and you will never eat it. So I said he needs to really, take on the northern culture and have some chips and gravy. And we thought, with all this time we've got before kick-off, what better thing to do than, inaugurate Alan into proper northern culture. And I think you loved every minute of it, didn't you?
I did. Very nice. Although I made a schoolboy error and didn't get a fork, so it was a bit messy.
So on to the match,
game.
Shall we? Everyone wanting to hear about our chips and gravy, but it's very nice, recommended. But so yes, it's a visit of Toulouse, like you said, Alan, in the intro, the second of the French teams back to back, and I was hoping before obviously the match that this was going to be a win, and I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, well, we weren't too sure with our predictions, I think it's fair to say, but it was a brilliant match. It was a bit strange conditions, wasn't it? We'll go through it in more detail, but the kicking seemed to be a problem, didn't it, all through the game?
Yeah, and it was one of those as well that I think the game in general, the players are getting used to the faster rucks and playing a quick game, but I think Toulouse are really trying to slow the ruck down, and the referee we had this week let that happen. I think a lot of times when we could have been getting on a roll and getting upfield, and Toulouse kind of laid on a little bit, there was kind of no six agains given as much as there would have been in other matches. So I think it's a bit of an adjustment period at the minute, because it's kind of changing match to match. If we looked at kind of last week versus this week, I think it were like, give them a chance to get up versus like, are you going to give a six again? Do you know what I mean? It's like, but it could be, obviously the ref that we had this week as well, I know he does do a lot of championship reffing as well, so it could be to do with that.
But we had another welcome to Super League with some equipment failure as well, didn't we? Right after kickoff, but very shortly after kickoff, there was a big break.
Yeah, it wasn't great really, because it's obviously, in fairness, it probably didn't bode well for Toulouse, because I think they were in quite a good attacking position at the time, getting a roll on, and then it's like, oh, hang on a minute, we need to stop for 10 minutes just so I can sort me headphones out, because I can't hear other referees. But yeah, you just think, apparently it was a problem in other matches. I know my nephew said he'd watched the Wakefield match, I think, and they had the same problem. So you'd think by Sunday that they got it sorted out.
Must be the same equipment.
Yeah. So obviously some faulty equipment, but it happened twice, didn't it? Twice during the match they had to stop to sort out, obviously, the headphones or whatever was going on. But that also made it feel a bit stop-start. So stop-start, scrappy, not not the prettiest of games, but yeah, good one all the same. So let's have a quick run through of how it went down.
Yeah, so we did have to absorb some early pressure from Toulouse, and in fact they got a penalty, a kickable penalty, but as I say, they missed it. So that was good for us.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, even on the commentary after, I think everyone were like, everyone should be getting that kick even if it's windy. So I don't really know what happened, but he missed it. So yeah, it was good for us. But it was a very kickable kick, but it wasn't the day for kicking.
No.
But
however,
however,
Hooley was tackled high, and we did get a penalty given, and we took the 2, and we managed to score it. So so it wasn't a bad day.
Not all kick
over.
and miss, yeah.
No.
So yeah, we got 2 points up at that point. I think it was wise decision to take the 2. Obviously, after my rant a couple of weeks ago, I think they've obviously listened to Talking Bullish podcast and thought we're going to follow Laura's game plan. So
why wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because look what it's doing. Yeah, yeah. Get me signed up as coaching staff. I'll be there. But yeah, no. So they took the 2, sensible decision. But then about 24 minutes after a few sets on our line, pressure tells and Toulouse broke through the defence and crash over. It was a combination of like penalties and 6 agains, and I think I went at the crowd and myself. I think I was just saying, oh, referee might as well give him a try at this point. It were feeling like one thing after another. So yeah, that much pressure on your line, and they did break through, and they did manage to kick that one, so it became 6-2 to Toulouse at that point, so seemed very kind of in Toulouse's favour. And I feel like that first kind of quarter of the match was heavily like Toulouse pressure on Bradford line, and we did absorb a lot of that, and obviously it only broke once, which was really good. Yeah,
it was good. And then up to 30 minutes, Wonga Blake at it again. The ball got passed through hands. Wacker swats aside a defender and stretches out to score. Yeah, lovely try. And it was one of those where you just think, I didn't think he were close enough to line. I didn't think he were anywhere near. Yeah.
And even like watching the match back, as the commentators from Sky, I think, were saying, like, he had no right to score that try. Like the position he got tackled in, it should have been, there's no chance that he could stretch over and get it, but he did. And
through,
he's on a roll at minute. He's absolutely loving life back in Super League. And I know he had a stint at Saints before he came to us, and it didn't go very well. And I don't think the Saints fans had a lot of nice things to say about him, but we've got plenty nice to say about him. And keep it going, definitely. So lovely try.
Yeah, unfortunately the kick was missed though, but that brought it back to 6-6.
Yeah, and then just before half-time, 38 minutes, in fact, it was after forcing a goal line dropout. There was lovely fast pass from Hooley, which sends Ryan over into the corner. Again, unfortunately, the kick was missed, but it was lovely. And if you see that on the replay, the kind of flick pass from Hooley, it's like you blink and you missed it. It was lovely hands that. I think, again, I keep quoting the guys on Sky who were commentating on it, but they said that was worth the admission fee alone, just watching that pass. So
good,
they were obviously pretty impressed with it, but
and then right before half time, that was like a minute to go or something, and then for some reason, Bradford were putting a load of pressure on and nearly got another try, but unfortunately wasn't quite to be, was it?
Yeah, it just went wild. It was just like we started off obviously collecting the ball, and then it was just lovely passes, like offloading in tackles, got us right up other end of the field. Even to the point where Ryan did go and dot it down behind the line and had a little bit of a kind of like, why aren't you gone to see if it's a try, referee? But he'd already blown the whistle for half time, but the tackle wasn't, when you actually watch the replay, the tackle was never actually complete.
Oh, really?
So he kind of blows the whistle being like, right, that's it. But really, they should have waited till the tackle was complete and out of play, because like I say, Ryan played on, dotted the ball down and was a bit like, come on, check it, because that would have been a try.
Yeah.
I suppose you could say controversial, but not really. It's just what the ref says goes, and obviously the whistle had already blown and that was it. It'd be interesting to see people's take on that, obviously watching it on the replay, if you thought that he should have maybe gone to the video ref just to have a look. I mean, we seem to have a look with him with everything.
The other team can switch off, can't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose you could say, but they do say play to the whistle, but I suppose he had blown his whistle. So, but yeah, that left it half time 10-6. So obviously we're up at half time, but barely. But it was a good score, I think, because to be fair, it was a lot of Toulouse pressure, and even kind of watching the full match back, it did look like it was kind of first maybe 30 minutes was maybe more Toulouse's way, and then we just kind of like less 10-15 minutes or so really kind of got into our stride of the game sort of thing, and I think we were good to be ahead at half time.
Into the second half then, 47 minutes, Ethan's in again for his second. He collects the kick to a corner and squeezes it over.
Yeah, this one were another brilliant try. All of them he scored this week were great. If it wasn't through the lovely pass from the first one, and then this one again, it was one of those where you think he's not got room to get that down. Yeah. There's obviously
he had to jump right over, didn't he, to stay in bounds?
He just jumped up, collected it, and then the defender is on him, and he literally just kind of flips around and puts the ball down before he goes into touch, and I'm just like, how's he done that? But he did, and this is what Ethan is known and loved for, and obviously he showed his try scoring prowess this match, and I'm sure he'll show more of it this season. But yeah, lovely try again, but again the kick was missed. But in fairness,
it was right on the
a lot of the tries throughout the game, obviously, we're saying a lot of the kicks were missing. If you did see the match, a lot of them were on the edges. But in fairness, I think there was a swirling wind going round. Even like us in the stands could sit and feel like they were just like
the gusts.
Yeah, gusts of wind kind of going. So, and you could see the post going as well. So it was a bit of a gusty day. So obviously not a day for kicking. So I think we can forgive Rowan Mills for not bringing his kicking boots on.
I think even the open play kicking, the balls seem to just stick in the air.
Yeah. I think when you're doing one way, it was just like it was coming back at you. Yeah. I mean, one of the kicks for goal, we were seeing it and it was going over. We were all cheering, and then it were waved away, and we were like, oh, it didn't reach because obviously the wind had blown it back. So unfortunate, but still at that point 14-6 up, so that was good.
Yeah, and then we had a bit of back and forth until we finally broke the deadlock again, 63 minutes in, and this was the try I was thinking of before. A superb loop pass from Aikins to Ryan, and he races over, dives over into the corner like Superman, you put, like that. Diving over to stay in bounds. Yeah,
it was. He likes to finish his tries like this, does Ethan? So it was lovely, and I noticed one of the guys on Instagram who does photography have got some excellent shots of it. They're brilliant, cool. And I think they've used them actually on the Bulls stuff, because it was great seeing him fly over the try line there. You can see from the kind of the replay where the defender was. He probably could have just put it down, but everybody likes an acrobatic finish, so I'm all for it.
And unfortunately, that kick again was missed. But that brings us to a full-time score of 18-6, so not too shabby at all.
No, not at all. Like, honestly, a brilliant result, back and forth, and a hard-fought game. I do love the skill through the passes we're showing, like, especially, I was just saying one at the kind of the end of that first half, if they had have actually scored at the end of it, I think it'd have already been try of the season for me. It was absolutely brilliant. Like, it was such a shame they didn't get anything out of it. But I'm loving the style of play. I'm loving the attack. Obviously, it doesn't always pay off, but I think the more the team will play together, the more they get to know each other, the more it'll stick, and the more, obviously, we'll get the points on the board. And it's only showing the fact there. I know the scoreline is 18-6, but in fairness, that flattered Toulouse because we missed a lot of the kicks, but it's 4 tries to 1. Kept them really quiet. They didn't even score in the second half. I think it's, like I say, it flatters Toulouse. It could have been 26-6 if we'd have got the conversions. So, pretty happy. I know that I think Kurt was saying in the post-match review that it was kind of a scrappy, stop-start, slow game, which it was compared to the one the week before. but you've got to, I think he said, like, you've got to win ugly, I think is the way they said it. And if you can, it's nice to obviously get it when you're getting the lovely wins as well. But there'd have been nothing ugly about that try if it had come through on the last thing. I did really enjoy that. It's the best non-try I've ever seen.
Yeah, and finally a win against Toulouse Olympique.
Oh, I know, we're saying that. It says it's like 2024, wasn't it? Last time we got a win, and they've always been quite close. And yeah, again, like I say, it was kind of closer than it should have been, really, with the missed kicks. But we seemed comfortable, even though they weren't giving up, weren't Toulouse, and they did have a big patch again in the second half where they were giving a lot of pressure, and it could have gone the other way because it felt like a momentum switch. But yeah, we held on and kept them out. Really pleased. Really love the attack, like I said, but also big shout out for the defence as well, because yeah, just letting one try in all match is brilliant.
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention was there a few high tackles.
Yeah, and I've seen on the replay these as well, and it wasn't just us being Bulls biased fans, because again, I've seen the replays and I've seen the commentators again being like, there were 3 high tackles in a row, and on the third one they kind of got pinged for it. But Toulouse, they seem to have a little bit of a pattern of this. And one particular player, I think me and nephew kind of sent through the sanctions of what people have got, and he must have got 4 or 5 different sanctions from the match of just like the high tackles or taking people off the ball. And I kind of thought back to it, and I thought, I don't remember that many penalties or 6 against being given for those. So
no, they did
they've obviously been seen afterwards,
unpunished.
Yeah, and not to go in on the Toulouse players or anything, but they do, like we've said this before, aren't they? They do have a kind of reputation of trying to slow the play down. And I know there was one point where one of the players went down acting like he'd got like a massive hit to the head or whatever. Yes. And we watched the replay on the big screen, and I've watched it on the thing, and nothing happened. Like he didn't, nothing. He got tackled, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know what. Again, I don't know if he forgot that there were cameras there, or if he genuinely maybe something I didn't see. Let's benefit of the doubt, but they still, I think, it crept into their game again, the whole kind of trying to slow things down. But I do think it's maybe how they're told to play, but bit frustrating for the crowd, I think.
But a special mention you've put goes to Connor Wynne.
Oh, yeah, loved this. I just wanted to mention it because obviously if anyone's watched on the replay or obviously was there at the match, I just think it was brilliant. He did a run, and it kind of led up to one of the tries, in fairness, and I don't think if he'd have kind of done the run that he did, it'd have resulted in the quick play after it. But yeah, he was just kind of dodging through defenders, and then one of them, he just like power slammed him onto the floor, just like picked him up and threw him down. It was absolutely brilliant. I thought, I've never seen a better kind of tackle in defence in attack, to be fair. It were it's not one you see often, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that one because I think you hear on the replay as well that the crowd definitely enjoyed that one. We're all cheering that power slam of one of the Toulouse players onto the floor, and like I say, only gained us momentum to score a try soon after it. So, yeah, brilliant.
And then Ryan Sutton got man of the match and hitman, not the hat-trick scorer, Ethan Ryan. Yeah,
I think there were 2 man of the matches. I think one's chosen by the sponsors or someone from the sponsor. It might be the match day sponsor. I'm not too sure, obviously. Don't quote me on that. And if anybody knows, please tell me. Because I think I remember on the day it being announced that Ethan Ryan was the man of the match with his hat-trick. But then when I saw the Sky man of the match, it was Ryan Sutton. So it might be that there's kind of a who our sponsors and fans think, and then obviously who Sky thinks. But well deserved for both of them. Obviously, lovely hat-trick from Ethan. And Ryan Sutton, obviously... prop forward, really strong carries, really good leadership, and he was on for I think 65 minutes of a 80-minute game, and for a prop forward that's pretty good going, which is no surprise either of why he got hitman as well. So yeah, cracking match from Ryan Sutton, so turning out to be the great signing that he was expected to be.
Right, yeah, and after your comments last week, I was keeping an eye on Joe Mellor, who again was getting involved in all of the plays, which I enjoyed seeing.
Yeah, definitely. I love watching him play. I think he's really instrumental in everything that goes on the pitch, and I think you can definitely tell. And there's no wonder why he's been kind of chosen as captain. And he's got such a rugby brain, and it's like you can see it ticking over, and he's thinking of what to do next and how to dictate the play and how it's going to go. And it looks like the team are really obviously buying into that as well, and obviously what the coach is telling him to do. But brilliant. Yeah, really loving it.
So on to some less good news, I suppose. There's a few injuries that we've got to go through.
Yeah, Eben Skur obviously missed out this week. It looks like he's out for about 6 weeks, unfortunately. But it did give a chance for Brandon Douglas to actually get some game time. I know that I think Kurt said on his post-match that there was kind of a period for Brandon to kind of get fit to Super League standard from being a championship player, and he'd not been in Super League for many years now. But I thought he looked really good. When he came on, he didn't come on, I think, for that long, because I was a bit like, why are they taking him back off? Because I thought he was brilliant when he came on, and he made plenty of meters and seemed to be really hard in tackles as well. So unfortunate that obviously Eben is out, and we'll all miss him. And obviously we definitely want Eben on the pitch. Obviously not the opposition, but anyone from a Bulls perspective does. So let's hope it is only 6 weeks, or maybe shorter if it can be.
And then we've got both Ock and Russell out long term.
Yeah, both knee injuries, I think, and I don't think he said a specific time on that, but obviously I think it's a bit of a rehab on that. We've also got Nicarima obviously still out. I'm not sure on how long until he's back. If anyone's listening and has more information and has a kind of time frame on that, obviously we saw him feature in the first match, or was it before? It might have been the Challenge Cup match.
I think it was Challenge
Cup.
Challenge
Cup match? Yeah, so I think he was in the Challenge Cup match, and then we haven't seen him obviously play in Super League for us yet. But I'm not sure how long until he'll be back. And then obviously Keys as well. He's got a back injury, and then don't know how long it'll be. I remember from a couple of seasons ago when Joe played from us before, it might have been in 2017, I think he had this same problem. It was something that went wrong with his back. I don't know if it's spasms or something goes on. And again, I don't think it's something that they can totally predict. So I'm not sure how long that's for. But it's unfortunate for Joe, because I think obviously he got a shot because Nicarima's been injured, and I thought he was been playing brilliantly, and he was really taking his chance. I am gutted for him that he's missing his obviously it's a game time now. But again, that's given Hooley an opportunity, and I think Hooley's been brilliant. I mean, I think he was really great in that match. Again, he was involved in a lot of stuff, and that pass, that flick out pass to the edge, it was brilliant. So yeah, for every sad story there's a happy one behind it, I suppose. And then we've obviously got Will Gardner, who's yet to feature. Obviously we've not seen him yet. I think he was a long-term injury, because I remember at the squad announcement he was on crutches and stuff, so I think it'd be nice to see him once obviously he does recover. But yeah, to say that we've got, what's that, like 6 players out, is it? Yeah, 6 players out. I think we're doing really good, and obviously the people who stepped up to fill in, it doesn't feel like they're filling in, they're playing really well. Like say Hooley played really well, obviously Wynn's coming on wing, he's playing really well. Like it's really good to see that the players stepping up into those roles. It doesn't feel like, oh, we've got so many injuries and we need these players back. It feels like whether we've got them or we haven't, we're a strong team, which looks really positive.
And then looking at the Super League table, it's like going back in time.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah.
So yeah, Wigan first, 6 points. Then the Rhinos on 4, St Helens on 4, and us on 4.
Yeah. What is happening? I looked at that table, and I know loads of people have commented saying, I feel like I'm back in 2002. It's brilliant. It's back to the good old days, that is. I mean, if we could pause it now, I mean, look, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice if we were top. But if you could pause it now and say it's Wigan, Leeds, Saints and Bradford who are the top top teams by the end of it. I think we'd absolutely delighted, and I feel like I would have been transported back to the early 2000s there. But yeah, loving it at the minute. But it's testament to the team. It's brilliant. Being in fourth. I know it's early days, only been 3 rounds, but I think everyone's saying, the people who kind of obviously against the expansion of Super League have even admitted themselves, saying, look, yeah, maybe there is enough talent, maybe there is enough for the 14-team Super League as the season goes on. Yeah, maybe things will go a different way, but as it stands now, it looks like everyone's going to give it a good go, and it's going to be pretty competitive. So it's only good to see. And like I say, the crowds that are coming in as well, that's only good for Super League as well, in my opinion.
Away from the men's team, the women's team have their first match on Sunday, so good luck to them.
Yeah, big good luck to the women's team. Like I say, we'll try and keep up to date with the goings on of other teams and what the scores are. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you a score from that next week. And speaking of, obviously, I'm keeping an eye on the wheelchair team as well. And we're hoping to get down and watch one of those in person at some point.
Yeah, and we bumped into one of them on... was it Sunday? And they're trying to sell their merchandise. It's looking pretty good. So make sure you get your orders in. Yeah,
it was looking really nice. I know my nephew's ordered the pink shirt, I think they have. But yeah, the wheelchair kit looked really nice. Obviously, get in touch with them if you fancy buying some of that. Right, so looking forward to the Saints. We're off to St Helens. Well, we're not off. It's one I can't, unfortunately, go to. We can't go to them all, but I will be watching on the telly for this one. But yes, St Helens, 2014, the last time we played St Helens.
That is a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like an age ago, absolute age ago. But yeah, looking forward to it.
As we said, Saints just one place ahead of us in the table, but they're getting into form after an early loss to Warrington. Yeah,
and then they've beat Catalan and Lee since, but obviously we've beat Catalan as well. We haven't played Lee yet, so we'll see. Both teams are in good form. Look, on paper, should be a Saints win. That it's just even kind of you rewind to probably when we did the pre-season kind of preview, and you'd sit here and say to me like, "Oh, would you predict a Bulls win against Saints?" I'd have just probably laughed at you. But look, I feel like anything can happen. But on paper, it should be Saints. But if we play how we've been playing, I think we can beat anyone. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we can. It is obviously an away match, so I think that is also not in our favour. So, yeah, I think if I was going to go for a score prediction, it would be like 28 to Saints, 10 to us.
All right, yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad, though. Yeah. To be fair, like I say, rewind a few weeks ago, I might have been saying like 40-odd something, yeah. But... Yeah. Look, I don't like being too optimistic because I'm only let down. So I don't, as much as I think, like I say, we could beat anyone on the day, which I think is true, and as much as I think we're playing well, obviously because Saints are who they are and because they're getting into kind of their form as well, and it's at Saints, I probably agree with you, Alan, that it's going to be a Saints win. But I'm going to try and be a little bit more optimistic, and I'll go for a closer match of 18 to Saints and 12 to the Bulls. Let's go for that.
Difference. Yeah, okay.
But I am being optimistic. I know that. And I know I'll sit here now, you see, all sad next week if it is like 40-odd nil, or if it's singing I will be like, oh, I was totally wrong and I need to stop being optimistic. But look, I'm still being pessimistic, predicting a loss. So I might be eating my words again next week, Alan, you'll see.
Yeah, we're fourth. We have 2 wins and a close loss in the bag.
Yeah, and then obviously, we've got the Challenge Cup coming up, haven't we? And then the next home match, I think, is Huddersfield, so that will be interesting.
Yes. So now it's time for Bull or No Bull, where I put 3 statements to Laura, and she has to pick the false bull statement from the lineup. And of course, according to tradition, the statements this week relate to St Helens.
Ooh, let's go.
Okay, so the first statement is that last season they finished in the Super League in 5th.
Mm-hmm.
The second statement is they play at the Totally Wicked Stadium, previously known as the JJB Stadium. And then finally, last season, Kyle Felt was the top try scorer with 20 tries and also the top point scorer.
What's his name?
Kyle Felt?
I hadn't even heard of him.
Oh, Felt.
But then again, like I say, so that's weird because obviously I've never heard of Kyle Felt, which would make me think that that'd be the Bull, but I don't, because one of the statements you've given me, I think I know is incorrect. So that's what's strange, because I would have said, obviously I don't know that one. I think they did finish 5th because I feel like it was either 5th or 6th. So I would, even without the other statements, I'd have probably said that one were true. But the one about the Totally Wicked Stadium, I know it's called the Totally Wicked Stadium, or it was, but it's now changed to the Brewdog Stadium. And it definitely wasn't JJB Stadium before that, because that was Wigan. Because I've been to the JJB Stadium, or when it was called the JJB Stadium, to watch the Yorkshire-Lancashire match, which was way back when. So I definitely think that is the Bull statement.
And you're absolutely right. I couldn't quite trick you on that one.
But
yes.
No, that is just unlucky, Alan, that I've actually been to the JJB Stadium and know it belongs to the Wigan Warriors.
Yeah. Okay. Well, never mind. Yes, Carl Felt was indeed the top try scorer. 20 tries, 144 points last season.
Oh, well, is he still playing for him? We'll have to watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously have been really out of touch with Super League, with obviously watching Bradford in League One and the Championship for so long, because I thought I knew most of the players pretty well in Super League for most of the teams, but I can't say that I can even picture him. So, yeah, it might be a criminal thing to say, especially obviously if any Saints fans listen to this for some reason. But, you know, why do I'll try and learn more about the other teams.
No doubt we'll be intimately familiar with him by this time next week.
Yeah, probably might have, scored more points again. But anyway, yeah, we'll see.
So that brings us to the end of another episode of Talking Bullish. Thanks very much for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe on your podcast platform or YouTube. Help us grow.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone who listens. Obviously, it's great. And thanks for the comments and stuff as well. It's always nice to hear comments, and we do like to obviously chat back with you and stuff on that, which we've had a couple through.
Yeah, and score predictions as well. Send them through.
Yeah, send some score predictions. We do like that. And I'll add a really big shout out to the comment for the person being very optimistic about us beating Wigan. So I did like that one. I do like that optimism. We need that to balance out my pessimism. But yeah, massive thank you. I think we've got up to 70 subscribers now on YouTube. So yeah, brilliant to know that there's obviously at least 70 of you out there that like to know when our new episode pings up. So yeah, thanks a lot. And like I say, keep listening, and obviously tell your friends, tell your family, tell other fans if you want. So see if they want to listen.
And keep running with the Bulls.
See you next week.